I'm gonna let my phone just chill out for a sec because I feel like the first couple of seconds of the live doesn't always necessarily get saved. So, hi, I'll let it figure itself out. Today I'm gonna be doing a little get ready with me, and it's gonna be like KKW Beauty kind of products again. Because I have some of her cream products. And I've never tried them. Again, more products that I haven't tried that I've had sitting in my collection that I've been waiting to get around to. Usually I use up some products before I open some new products. And if you've seen my recent Project Pan update, I've panned a lot of products, so I'm opening some new stuff. So today I'm opening some KKW Beauty contour sticks that I just haven't used before. Well, I've opened them just to be like this. Oh yeah, but I haven't like gone in with it. So that's what we're going to be up to today. I did my hair like Kim's today. This is like very sleek boss babe Kim energy in my opinion. Not that I am anything like her though. I feel like Kim and I live very different lives, but I like the sleekness of the low bun, although at the back mine's not quite so neat. That's a secret between you and me. Don't tell anyone. You can see it like falling apart at the back, but it's fine. Today I actually watched Kim Kardashian's excuse me. I watched her Allure beauty video, and that was really cute. It was just like kind of like this with like her really blonde hair with like just like one finger of routage. It was alright. I kind of liked it. Okay, I should start with some primer. Actually, I was about to go in with foundation, but I should do primer first. Actually, I'm gonna do a different foundation to what I. Which foundation should I use? L'Oreal True Match Nude or L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte? Glowy matte. I'll think about it as I apply my primer. This is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I've been using this for yonks because I don't really wear primer all the time. So when I do remember to use it, I use this one, but I never remember to use it. So this one doesn't get a load of use in my collection, not gonna lie. But you know, it's good to have a primer. So just slap some of this on the face. The brush I'm using is from Mermaid Salon, by the way. This was an Australian company that originally came up with the concept of having the funky mermaid tail as the handle for the brush. So they were the original people that like came up with it. They're like a small business, and then everyone started copying them. So you should definitely go and support Mermaid Salon because I do believe that they are the guys that came up with the concept originally. I actually purchased this brush at a convention. I want to say it like I don't know why, but I'm applying so much primer today. I'm just in the mood. I bought this brush at a convention. I want to say that it was maybe a Supernova or a Comic Con like years ago. I was like young at the time, probably in high school. So I've had that brush for ages and it's served me very well. It's a really good like brush for a base face kind of product just because it is so wide and you can really like paint your face with it. You could probably contour with it really nicely as well because the way that it's shaped, it's just a really like decent, nice brush. Okay, let's get in with some foundation. You know what? I'm gonna do this one. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Matte Cover in the shade 135 Radiant Vanilla. It's a little dark for my skin tone at the moment because I am like my palest self right now because it's winter right now. But whatever, we're gonna do it anyway. What foundation brush options do I have? I don't know. I'm just gonna use this mermaid brush then. Just gonna squeeze out a little pile of it like that, it's like a pea size amount. And then I'm just going to dab that all over the face. Yeah, looks like it's going to be enough. I love my little mirror, guys. This one's from the Barbie Colourpop collaboration. I do get asked from it sometimes. Barbie Colourpop. It's so cute. It's like a little perfect love heart. It does actually get dirty quite often. Like I actually do find that it does pick up product because it has that like kind of like rubbery soft matte type of finish. So I do recommend washing it regularly. I wash it when I wash my brushes. I literally just take the entire handheld mirror into the bathroom with me, just put a pump of soap on it and just like rub it, and then all the like dirt comes off really easily. I haven't had any issues with the rubberized soft matte texture deteriorating. So sometimes with my NARS products, when they have this like texture on them, they end up becoming like sticky and the rubbery texture like gets gross over time. I've had this for like maybe a year now, which is usually enough time for the like rubberiness to start getting sticky. This has not become sticky, so I really do recommend this. It has held up really nicely, and I'm hoping that it doesn't deteriorate as time goes on because I really like it. I'm just popping on some more coverage because honestly, I'm on my period and I'm breaking out. Here, I don't think she's going to get covered up because she's three-dimensional, plus she's got a little bit of not a little bit. She's got a lot of color going on there, so I don't think that pimple is gonna go anywhere. But I just want to like whatever. It's probably just gonna be there anyway. I'd like to take this into the hairline just because no one likes to see face gap hair. It just looks a little odd in my opinion. I know some people go really like into it and like do their ears, do their like I do my neck, but like do the back of their neck. Not me personally. I just kind of take it like here, like the side of the neck. That's as maximum as I go personally. But like if you do your ears and the back of your neck, big respect. Just couldn't be me. It's too much for me. Too much effort. But it looks good though. Like it does make a difference. And I understand why people do it because it like makes sense, you know. I'm just gonna paint down my face, down my neck. It's really easy, as you can see, to use this. It's really easy to use this brush because it's just so wide. You just cover so much surface area with it. I do want to go into the concealer as well. And I feel like because I'm doing like a Kim inspired look, I should use a really bright concealer for a really like, you know, snatched look. Really rate this foundation. It's a great full coverage foundation. And I like a bit of full coverage sometimes. And today's one of those sometimes. I'm going to go with the matching concealer. This is the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. I'm just going to do it like this. So it has this really nice giant doe foot applicator. And I'm just going to go press, press, dab, dab, and then down by the sides of the nose. Just like that. 3 dots on each side. I don't know. It's just what I feel like. And I'm going to go in with the same brush because it works. So why change it? So I'm just going to blend around the nose first. And then I'm going to take the excess over the top of the nose, honestly, because why not? And then I'm going to go upwards and get into that concealer that I put at the center of the inner corner. And then go upwards and outwards with that last blob of concealer out there. And that's kind of, yeah, that's what I was going for. So I'm glad it worked out. Let's do the same on this side. And the curve of this foundation brush is really easy to get into like spaces like around the eye there. It's like the perfect shape for me to like get into these places. It doesn't feel like it's too large of a brush or that it's finicky. If I'm trying to get into a smaller area, I can always go this way, so I can use it this way rather than lengthwise, if that makes sense. It's just a very easy to use brush, and I really do recommend it. There aren't many brushes that I have in my collection that aren't from either Real Techniques. The 3 like main brush brands that I use are like Real Techniques, which is like this. And then I have a bunch of blinged brushes. These are the bedazzled ones. Real Techniques bling brushes. And then I have some Nude by Nature ones, which is like an Australian, like kind of like more natural brand. It looks like this. So a lot of my brushes are these 3 brands, right? Most of my brushes fit into those kind of categories, and I don't really like try new brushes unless I'm really into them. And this is one of those brushes that like, even though it's not one of those brands that I always stick to, it's just such a good brush that I had to pick it up. And also, not only is it a practical brush, but it's a mermaid. That's kind of what sold me on it. Let's be real. Okay, so just using the extra concealer around the sides of my mouth because I've been having a little bit of darkness there recently. Honestly, it's been because I've been wearing a lot of black lipstick. I haven't been doing it on camera as much with you guys, but in my real life, I've been wearing a lot of black lipstick. I'm going to be real. And that creates a bit of darkness when I rub it off. Let's go in with some powder. I'm just going to go in with the 01 Natural Translucent Loose Finishing Powder from, again, that brand Nude by Nature. It's really good. It's like more of a naturally kind of vibe brand. It's really accessible here in Australia. Like, you can get it anywhere. I'm just going to use this just to set my under eyes. I'm not going to do a load with this just because I'm going to use some cream products today and I want them to melt in more easily into my foundation. So I'm just doing this to like make sure the under eyes and like around the nose area doesn't crease, but I can still contour over the top and I don't want to set my cheeks and stuff, if that makes sense. I don't know, just personal preference. Okay, now let's have a look at what shades these are. I can't even remember. So I've got the KKW Beauty medium highlighter, and this side is medium 1 and this side is medium 2. So this is what medium 1 looks like. Okay, this is what medium 2 looks like. And these products probably cost me ages of the time. Honestly, they don't have that much product in them. Like, let me just, that is it wound all the way up. It's not nothing, but it's not a lot. So, honestly, if I start getting into these now, they'll probably be in my project pans empties by the end of this year. Like, that's not like that much product. Let's be real. I am excited to like try them out though, because I don't know, I've heard really good things about these products, which is why I picked them up in the first place. Let's have a look at the contour shade. So this is called the medium contour, and I bought the shade medium 1. That's quite a nice shade actually, and this is medium 2. So medium 1 is a little bit more of a warmer tone, and medium 2 is a little bit more of a cool tone shade. It's more of like a bronzer. This is more of a bronzer, and this is more of a contour. Honestly, they look a bit dark for my skin tone at the moment because I am my winteriest self and I'm just like feeling pale. But let's give it a go. Maybe I should have gotten the light shade instead of the medium, but whatever, we'll see what happens. I'm going to go in with the bronzer first. I'm just going to trace it around the perimeters of the face. I'm also going to draw a little line down there, just in like the general area. Those aren't precise. I feel like contour is something that I do more precisely. Bronzer is something that I just kind of go in with everywhere. I'm going to trace along the jawline and 2 lines down the neck, just so it brings a little bit of warmth down the neck. This isn't just like giving shape or anything. This is just really to bronze. And also I would like to bronze the eyes. So I'm just going to do like this. It kind of looks like a really interesting graphic liner. It's more just to give a little bit of like warmth to the eyes. Now I'm going to go in with the contour side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a bit more precise with where I place this. I might go in again with the bronzer side later, but we'll see what happens once I blend it out. So with the contour side, I'm just going to contour 2 strokes down the, what is this called, the temple area. I'm going to go a little bit more precisely this time. I'm going to do a line that kind of follows the edge of the mouth to the top of the ear because I want a lifted cheek. Kind of just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, just like that. Now I'm going to do a nose contour. So I'm going to do a little line at the bottom just to shorten the nose. And I'm going to draw 2 lines up the side of the nose. These aren't going to be very precise right now, but I'll blend them out hopefully a bit more precisely. I want to add a little more depth to the outside of each of these eyes just so that it has a little bit more of lift. And I do want to add 1 line going up just to give a lifted effect to the eye area. Now for the jaw, I'm going to contour the jaw so that I'm taking that a little bit higher than where I took the bronzer, just so it kind of shapes the jaw a little bit, and then there's warmth underneath it, if that makes sense. I think that's pretty good. I'll just add a little dab just below here because I've heard that that makes the lips look more accentuated, and I will be overlining my lips later. I've gotten into that recently after my last video that I did that's based on KKW beauty products. I don't know, I've just been really feeling like overlined lip. It's really fun for me. I will highlight afterwards. You know what? I'll try with the highlighters after. I'll just blend out the contour products first, and then we'll see how I feel. What should I blend the contour products with? Ooh, is this the brush that I'm looking for? F3. Yep. This is the F3 brush from Blinged Brushes. It has a not too dense, but still dense. It's like dense yet still fluffy. I hope that made sense. And I'm just going to go in with these bristles. So soft, so stunning. I'm going to start from the top of the forehead. We'll see how this blends. Oh, that wasn't too difficult, honestly. I just want to kind of make sure that I'm just blending the lines away, and I'm going to see what the effect is. I don't know how pigmented this is going to stay once I've blended it out. Oh, it's looking pretty good, actually. I'm going to do it symmetrically on each side so that as my brush accumulates more product, I use the brush in areas where I'd like more depth. So obviously I'd like the forehead to stay kind of on the lighter side. So I'm just going to do the forehead first. Then I'm going to do the jaw and down the neck. Because it's a larger area, I don't mind if there's a bit of product on my brush already, just because then I can just blend it all together, if that makes sense. Was it smart for me to do bronzer and contour and then blend them at the same time? I'm not sure, but you know, we're here now. So because the neck and the jaw is kind of a large area, because I'm blending it all the way, all over this entire area, I kind of feel like it doesn't matter as much if there's product that's on my brush prior, because it kind of is going to blend away because I'm using it in such a large area. I hope that makes sense. Now that my brush is like the dirtiest it's going to be, I'm going to blend the bronzer on the cheeks. I've heard that I should actually use a patting motion to try not to disturb the foundation underneath. Is that really effective? I feel like it's not really blending. Let's do a little bit of a upward stroke. That's actually pretty good. I probably applied the contour a little low there, but I can always do a little bit of like a highlight underneath the cheek. I feel like that's very, like, the contour thing to do is to highlight underneath the cheek. That's not something that I often do just because I more like highlight here, one and done. But like I do think that that can really add like a crispness and clean up a nice contour. So I'll try that in a sec. Don't mind my acne showing through. They're just here to chill. They're just here to stay, honestly. While we're here, before I blend my nose, my lip, and my eye, I am going to take a little bit more bronzer in the top of the hairline here, just because I feel like I'm missing a little bit. And I don't feel like the amount of product on the brush is going to be enough to like bring new warmth up there. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Is that the highlight? Yeah, oops. I'm not going to highlight it there. There it is. Okay. 1, 2. I kind of drew like a Z, or as Americans would say, a Z. I drew a Z in my hairline there, and I'm just going to go in again with the same brush. Let me respond to all your comments while I'm here, because I see that some besties are messaging and I'm not responding. Okay. Hi Sloan. Tonight I'm going to be doing just kind of like a contoured look I'm using Kim Kardashian's products from KKW Beauty. And so I'm going to try and go for like a sculpted Kim look. Not that I will end up looking like Kim, like, let's be real, no. I'm just going for like more of like a vibe. It'll be more natural. I'm not going to do a big glam eye or anything. It's more just like contouring. I'm going to do my nose contour first, just because there's a little bit of like warmth on my eyes, and I don't want to bring too much warmth from my eyes to my nose because I'm trying to contour my nose. I'm not trying to bronze my nose, if that makes sense. If this looks too messy, I can always blend more in a little bit, but I'm just going to use a sweeping motion like this so that I have a straight contour on my nose. I really wish, if I had one makeup talent, I wish it would be like a killer nose contour, because if I was to get one area of plastic surgery, and I won't, but like, you know, if I was to, I would get a nose job. And so I feel like people can totally do that with contours. People that are like talented at nose contouring give themselves new noses, and I wish I was that person. Just gonna blend the one under my lip here. By the way, the brush that I'm using to blend these smaller detailed areas is the E62 brush from Morphe. And I purchased this because it's a cruelty-free brush that has a density to it and also an angle to it that kind of helps with contouring smaller detailed areas on the face, like the nose. I think it's meant for the nose, actually. Wait, there's a hair in my eye. Ooh. Okay, so see how when I blended that contour on the eye, I didn't blend it just round and round. I went round and round, but up. So by taking it up, it's just giving a little bit of lift to the eye area, and you can kind of see it gives a shadow there and kind of creates the illusion of a more lifted eye shape. I feel like everyone's going for an eye lift these days. I probably will never get an eye lift because my eyes are Asian, and if I went for an eye lift, they'd be so upwards slanted, if that makes sense. Whereas my eyes are already like an almond upwards. I don't know. I feel like it would look good and all, but like I don't really need it. I'm not really like, ooh. If I was to get something, it'd be a nose job, but I'm not gonna get one. Okay, honestly, now I have a brown nose. Let's highlight it to try and save it. So with the highlight, I'm going to go in with the medium one shade first. Wait, this is a contour. I keep mixing them up. Okay, the only thing is these two look exactly the same. The texture on these is really nice and creamy though. It's very nice and soft. So for the highlight, I'm just going to go right down the nose. Yep. I'm going to go on the two sides to clean up that contour that I did that looks brown. I'm going to go on... Oh, this would be so nice, honestly, even as a concealer. This could be a good concealer for my skin tone. I'm like comparing it to the concealer I currently use. The current concealer that I'm wearing is very bright, and so it gives like a brightness. But this is more like just my skin tone. Yeah, this could have been nice as just like a normal one. I'm going to do this just under my eye, just to like clean up the line of the contour there. Just to give a little bit of lift. And I'm going to go under... This is like the opposite of what I did earlier. I'm going to go underneath where I contoured. So that's a line to like crisp up the contour that I did earlier. If you're wondering what this plastic sheet I'm holding is from, it's from the contour palette. It wasn't that sharp, but whatever. gives the vibes. Let's color it in a bit. Give a bit of brightness. Is that it? I mean, honestly, I could do, like, let's be very Kim KW. She does one of those. Like, that is so classic. That should be the thumbnail. Okay, good enough. Oh, I should also do one little thing here. Whatever. And then there's also a highlighter in here, which is like, see the one that I just applied, that's more of like a matte, just like a cream shade. Whereas this, I don't know if you can see, but there's yeah, you can see, there's a shimmer in it. I'm really interested to see what this highlight is like. Oh, it's stunning. Oh, I love it. See, something I was worried about, I'm going to put a lot of highlight on because honestly, I'm crazy for highlight. After I do my nose, I'm going to highlight like the detailed areas of my face with this in a sec. I'm crazy for highlight. And I was worried with this set when I was purchasing it. What if the, because it's one thing for the contour shades to be too dark because you can kind of like, you know, blend out a contour shade to make it work. But if the highlight shades are too dark, then, you know, that's not going to work because they're highlight shades. They're not going to highlight anymore if they're too dark. So I was really worried that I was going to get the medium set and be like, oh, great, the contours suit me really well, but the highlights are way too dark for me. But actually, I'm glad I went for this set because the contours I feel like suit my skin tone perfectly, honestly. I think this was the right shade for me in terms of getting the medium 1 and medium 2 contours. In terms of the highlighters, ooh, I feel like I did an okay job of like my nose today, actually. Maybe I am a changed woman. Anyway, when it comes to the highlights, I feel like they melt into the skin really nicely. And I wouldn't have wanted to go any lighter or darker because darker wouldn't have worked and lighter would have just been like not the same effect as Kim's. I feel like Kim's makeup melts into her face so seamlessly, and it takes like a good shade match to be able to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be like a bit of harsh contrast on the face to the point that it's no longer like that Kim Kardashian vibe. I hope this is making sense. I don't feel like the products have any fragrance at all, or at least not one that is noticeable to me. I haven't noticed any fragrance. That looks pretty good, actually. And I really like what that cleaning up did down there. Just going to blend that little bit of sheen at the front. Nice. So make sure that this is nice and smooth. Added a lot of crispness doing that. That's not something that I typically do in my makeup routine, like with the cleaning up like that, after doing the contouring. But maybe this is a new step because I enjoy how this looks. Okay. I'm happy with it, actually. I was worried that I wouldn't be, and I thought that it might all turn out to be a mess, but it was fine. I'm into that. Like, that's quite for me. Ignore this acne situation. This is my better side. Except right now, my better side is acne, so maybe we'll go for my bad side, which is it really that different? Can you guys even tell a difference between my bad side and a good side, or are they both bad anyway? Sorry to roast myself. That was a bit mean. There's a little bit of highlight under my eye there that I just want to blend. Yeah, cool. Okay, do I want to add any more highlight to the cheeks? No, I feel like this is a perfect amount, honestly. The product melts into the skin really nicely so that it doesn't leave like a different finish. It just looks like it's the same texture as the foundation, kind of just like a satin rose texture, if that makes sense. So it's not too matte that it's like a dead matte and looks flat on the face. You know, my face still has dimension, but it's not like wet looking, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. I'm going to highlight now. So I'm going to highlight with the shimmery side. And I'm going to go right into the brow bone, really pushing that up into the brow hairs there because I'm going to try and go for a more lifted brow. And then I'm going to go in the inner corner. Honestly, I wouldn't even need to blend that if I like did that precisely. In the shape that I wanted, you wouldn't even need to blend that. That could just like be a really nice bright highlight. It's not too bright to the point that it's blinding, though. It's just nice. It's not very Kim K of me, but I will be highlighting with the shimmery shade down the center of my nose. And I'm just going to blend that with my finger. I don't know, it just makes me feel a little bit more done. I'm going to blend all this with my finger, actually, see how it goes. It's very creamy. It melts very nicely with the warmth of a finger, and yeah, it's really nice. I'm sad that her company has disappeared for the current time because these products are delightful, honestly. That's really gorgeous. Okay, now for eyes, I'm gonna like leave it really, really neutral. All I'm gonna do is, should I even do a wing? I feel like I always do a wing, so I should probably switch it up a little bit. I'm just gonna tight line my upper lash line and see how I feel about it. If I still feel a little naked after that, like maybe I'll do a little bit of a wing, but I feel like it's not very KKW of me to do a wing. What would she do? Just a smoky eye. Mario would just do a nice smoky eye on her and she'd look good and that'd be the end of the day. If you're wondering what eye pencil I'm using, this is from Urban Decay and it is the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade 0. And honestly, it's superb, but I really need to sharpen it. So let's do that together. It's just like a really good creamy eye pencil, but the only like gripe I have with it is it's in a normal, like traditional pencil component, which I don't prefer. I prefer it when people package things nicely in a little retractable pencil, okay, my ultimate eye pencil packaging is Rem Beauty from Ariana Grande. It just is retractable, it's easy to use, it has a little sharpener on the end, it's clean, it's crisp, and the actual like product inside is nice as well. I just think she has the most intuitive eyeliner component, but you know, this is a really good formula as well though, so if I battled out these two formulas, I don't know who would win. Well, I definitely made this line thicker than this line, so I'm now going to take down this line because I want it to be a thinner line. Should I do the tight line? Okay, that's very Kim. Okay, I'm going to do the tight line. Okay, you've convinced me. What is new for you guys? Recently for me, I've been babysitting my dog a lot. Just hanging out with Brandy. She's been a good girl recently. She's very food focused, honestly. She has been asking for a lot of food and I've been telling her, no, stop it. You treat hoarder, because she likes to take all the treats and eat them all. But she is a cutie and I do like her a lot. She went over to my boyfriend's house yesterday because my boyfriend really wanted to have a nap with her because she's really nice to nap with because she's so warm and cozy and like she snores cutely. It's not in a rude way. It's like a cute snore. It's like a cute little doggo snore. And so I brought her over to his house and then they don't have any pets. They have chickens, but like they don't have like, you know, dogs that go inside or anything. And so I was really nervous to bring Brady there. Okay, I'm going to do the slightest little wing. Just to give like an upturned look to this eye that is looking really odd to me, honestly, but whatever. And yeah, she was a good girl. I'm going to tight line my waterline on my lower lash line. And she was a good girl, and she got invited inside their house because she was so good. And I was like, oh my goodness. I took her in for a little bit, but not very long because she was fine just chilling with me outside, honestly. We just napped on the couches outside, but I was so surprised that they were like, oh, you can bring the dog inside. Because, like, they don't have dogs. And, like, for a not dog household to have a dog inside, it's like, wow. I remember when we got my first dog, we were, like, obviously not a dog household before my first dog. So when he arrived, he was an outside boy originally. And then after, like, years, he worked his way out from being, he, like, started off as an outside dog. And then he ended up as, like, an inside dog, inside the bed covers, on your pillow kind of dog, you know. I'm just using this little brush from Morphe just to blend my little eyeliner situation. Just so it's a little bit like more smudged in the way that I feel like looks more seamless and smoky. I mean, I did end up winging it out, but only a little bit. You know, it's not a big wing. It's not really a wing. It's a wing. Let's be real. But I do feel like kind of lifted. I feel like taking it on the lower lash line, though, unlifted it a bit. I feel like I shouldn't have done that, but whatever. I did that because Kim always loves a lower lash eyeshadow, and she often has a lower lash line eyeliner as well. So I felt like I had to. because I'm going by her vibes. Okay, that is my eyeliner done. I'm going to do a brow now. And I really hope my brows turn out okay because she has a good brow. I don't really. I'm going to be using the Kabrow from Benefit. What do you guys think that her brand will look like once she comes back? I'm talking about Kim again, by the way. I reckon when she comes back, it'll be even sleeker than before. I just feel like she'll be like sleek, sleek, sleek. That was interesting. I put on my brow pomade from Benefit and it felt really creamy because I'm applying it over the cream highlight that's through my brows right now. I really like these cream products that I use today. They're definitely going to be like a favorite, I reckon. I'm going to try and make my brows straighter at the front because for some reason they're not. I really need to pluck my brows, honestly. Like the shape of them is, it's not my fave right now. They're kind of like too thick for me. I prefer a thinner brow than what they're looking like currently, but you know, it is what it is. What else is new? Wait. My sister needs me to let her in. Give me like 5 seconds. I'm coming! I'm gonna put my robe on so that I'm not cold when I go and let her in. And I'm gonna let her into the apartment because she is outside. Give me a second. Wait, I'm gonna go with my whole blanket because it's really cold, honestly. It's really cold in Sydney right now. I'm coming. Sorry, give me a second. I'm just getting the... No, that's alright. You can come and say hi. I'm just filming a video of me doing my makeup. It's not like radical. You can come in and say hi. Those who just got home from work. Lol. Actually, show them your jumper while you're here. Thursa's jumper's really cute. Tell them all about it.
Maya merch. So Maya is an Aussie artist. She's the same age as me. I think she's real cool. It says homophobia is gay on the back. And my friend got it for me for my 21st birthday.
Tell them about your 21st.
Let's talk about this another time.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I saw Thor on... Toodles. I saw Thor on Wednesday. It was like the night it came out, like probably one of the first screenings or whatever. I don't know. I didn't book it. And it was pretty good. It wasn't like my favorite Marvel movie ever. But I really liked Natalie Portman, obviously. So she kind of did it for me. Like, it was a funny movie. It wasn't like the best movie. I don't know. But it wasn't the worst. Like, it was fine. There are worse Marvel movies, and there are better, is what I'm trying to say. But I liked it because I like Natalie Portman. Okay, so my brows are now filled in, and they're like dark and way too thick and not how I would preferably have them, but they're on. Something about this eye is not doing it for me. I feel like I'm going to clean up the lower lash line just with my finger and wipe it upwards to like make it thinner. I just feel like it looks so thick down there. Is that more like upturned? I feel like my doing that lower lash line has really like made my eyes look like lower. Yeah, whatever. I'm also gonna use that little eyeliner dirty brush just to fill in here a little bit better. Maybe that'll make me feel better about it. Yeah, it did actually. I don't know, I'm just so used to wearing eyeliner every day that when I do something that's slightly not the exact same eyeliner that I always do, I'm like, I don't know, but maybe it's good because maybe that means that the eyeliner I do every day is like my optimal eyeliner. Probably isn't, but you know, I'd like to think so. I'm going to go in with a little bit of brow pomade. This is a Colourpop Boss Brow Gel, and I wear the shade Dark Brown. It's a really good one, honestly. Like, I would repurchase this. I have another brow pomade that I'm going to use up after this one. So, like, there are some others in my collection right now that I'd be working through. But after I finish them all up, if this one is still being made, I would go back to this one because it is honestly, genuinely really good. And I've recommended this to, like, many people in my life because it's just good, you know? It just works. It's affordable. It's cruelty-free. easy to get your hands on because Colourpop is pretty like accessible. You can just shop online and it comes to you, and it ships to everywhere. Works out for me. Do you guys want to know a secret? I actually have a Colourpop parcel on the way to me right now. I know. I'm not gonna tell you what I got coming to me, but you can probably actually maybe you can't guess. Well, I won't tell you because it's a secret surprise, and you'll find out when it's here. That looks pretty good. There's one little part of the brow that's like a little bit not where I'd like it to be. Let's see if I can clean it up a little bit with this brush. Yeah, that's pretty good, honestly. Let's do a little bit of a mascara. I feel like Kim has beautiful lashes naturally. I do not. Oh, so I should curl my lashes. I always forget to do this step, but you know, when I do it, it does make a big difference. My lash curler is from Shu Uemura. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's a Japanese brand that is like known for having amazing lash curling stuff. And honestly, it does make such a difference. You know, why don't I do this more often? It makes such a difference. If I was really being a boss babe, you'd heat up the lash curler with like a hairdryer or something, or like heat it up with your like hands or something. I never do that, honestly. That's too much work for me. And also, I'm scared. You could burn your lashes off, like burn your eye. That's too scary. You know, this already is a scary contraption. Looks good. Okay, now I'm feeling a little bit more confident about my eyeliner that's like outside of my comfort zone. Although it's not even that wild, so I don't know why it's like so scary to me. The mascara I'm wearing is Heroin Makeup Mascara. Is it called? No, it's called Heroin Make. And it is the Volume and Curl Mascara Advanced Film. I've been wearing this for a while now. You've probably seen it in a couple of videos. It's honestly a holy grail, but I do feel like it's becoming on its last legs now because I've had it open for so long. But it might also be because it's winter and because it's so cold here right now. It's kind of like things, like products that are cream are like a little bit harder than usual, whereas in summer it'd be like a little bit more melted. I'm going to do my other eye, but I think I'll also do my lower lashes, which is something I never do, but I feel like it's a lower lash kind of mascara day. What do you reckon? Let me know. Doing a pretty messy job, honestly, but it is what it is. This wasn't the speediest get ready with me, but it's feeling really chatty. And also I was trying new things. I feel like when I do miss my like go-to looks and I'm like really used to what I'm doing and I know what's coming next, it's like bam, bam, bam. But when I'm making it up as I go, I feel like it takes a little bit longer because I'm like thinking and trying to like try new things as I go. Be a bit more creative. But I kind of enjoy that too. Yeah, we're going lower lash mascara. Just is what I'm looking for today. I feel like lower lash mascara is going to become more and more trendy because I'm feeling like a lot of people on my For You page on Instagram, the not For You page, what's it called on Instagram, the Explore page, they do their lower lash mascara and they kind of use a pair of tweezers and pinch their lower lashes together to make like cute little starry, doll-eyed looking lashes, which looks so cute. Honestly, even though I'm doing it today, I will not become a lower lash mascara person. Catch me saying that now, and then in 6 months, I'm a lower lash mascara person. But, like, honestly, I just don't like makeup on my... I don't like makeup on my lower lash line as much because I just feel like it drags my eyes down. Like what was making me feel insecure earlier. It was because of that. Now, I've made a big black mascara blob under my eye there. Which is not premium. But I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to try and, like, scratch it off, if that makes sense. That sounds really aggressive. Whatever. It's Lady's problem. I'm going to leave it for a bit and do my lips, and then I'll come back to that little mascara blob. So, for lips, I'm using the KKW Beauty lip liner in the shade Nude 1.5. It just looks like this, and it's actually a really gorgeous lip liner. It has great formula. Probably is Colourpop, because I think they're all owned by Seed Beauty when I bought this. And I'm going to overline my lips, because that's what I'm into recently. I only got into this week. Guys, this is like my new thing. Overlining, why did I only just get into it now? I have no idea. It took me a while to figure out how to overline best for my lip shape. because every time I used to do it previously, I always felt like it looked really weird and like hated the way my lips looked. But I did it this week when I was doing my other Kim look, and I was like, oh, this is actually great, and I want to do it all the time. Okay. Now I'm just going to do this. I'm just going over the top, at the top and the bottom, but making it match my lips on the two sides. So the only places that I'm overlining are the tops and the bottoms, but not the edges of the lip. I'm making the edge my normal edge. That's how you kind of make it look less clowny and a little bit more comfortable in my opinion. But you know, if you want to overline the edges, each their own. Like, I'm not going to judge, you know. I just feel like this is more comfortable for me, in my opinion. Also, if you have tips on overlining and how I could do it better, I literally just got into it. So, like, please give me tips if you are an expert. Honestly, for this being the shade 1.5, it's a lot darker than I expected. Like, if you had a lighter skin tone than me, you'd have to go for, like, what's the lightest shade they have in this? Just 0.5? You'd have to go for 0.5 because this is already, like, quite a dark lip liner. Anyway, this is the Nude 2.5 lipstick, and this is a gorgeous, warm-toned matte lip. Like, I'm totally into this. This is, like, exactly the kind of undertone I was looking for. When I bought this, this is exactly what I hoped the lipstick would come out tonally. It's a little darker than I would have chosen if I'd known. But also it's not like too dark where I'm uncomfortable wearing it at all. Like, it's really gorgeous, seriously. It is a very matte formula though. Like, this is a matte lip. But yeah, that is how I would overline my lips, which is what I'm into recently. I just can't stop doing it now that I've started. And like, side on, you can see the, like, if you really like, you can kind of see the edge of my lips where it is naturally, and the natural ending of my lips is just before I do the lip liner. So my lip ends and then I do the lip liner just over that. So I'm not really overlining a lot. I'm just going just over what I naturally have. Otherwise I feel like I would not be comfortable with that personally. I'm not on that level of overlining yet. But if you are, I'm not judging, you know, go for your life. I'm just going to try and see if I can use this angled eyebrow brush just to scrape away the dried out mascara now. I'm just using the bristles, and because they're quite stiff, blending it upwards just kind of makes them flake off, disappear a bit better. I kind of feel like I'm blending them away. When I'm doing this, I am probably removing the concealer in that area, but it's not a big deal because I could always reconceal. If I had done this when my mascara was still wet, I would have been rubbing it everywhere and it would have become very smeary. So I always recommend waiting for the mascara to dry before you go in like this. Okay, that's honestly good enough. It's not perfect, but I'll use a little bit of concealer and we'll hope for the best. I'll just grab a little bit more of that concealer that I had earlier. The L'Oreal Infallible. I'm just going to grab a teensy bit on the same brush, because honestly there isn't mascara on this brush because it was dry when I started flicking at it, so I don't feel like I'm going to be rubbing black and concealer everywhere. I'm just going to do like that and then use my finger just to blend it in. See? Okay, that worked out. I'm happy about that. I think that is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this very long-winded video to do a very simple face, but you know, I was trying a couple new things and I liked the way it came out, so it was a worthwhile play with makeup for me. I'm using that little eyebrow brush just to clean up underneath here a little more with that concealer that I had left over on the brush. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Okay, so that's a completed look. If you enjoyed it, you can give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have any tips and tricks for me, I do like to hear them because it helps me improve. You can subscribe if you'd like to see more makeup from me. If you'd like to see any other content from me, I talk about like I don't know, fashion, dolls, cheer, like other things that I do in my life. So you can subscribe for more of me. You can follow me on all social medias. I'm Emily Teacher 20 pretty much everywhere, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Wait, I need to close this and it's not closing.